Good morning, everyone. This is Cynthia from Including You Journals. I hope you are having a great crafting season from Thanksgiving into Christmas. Today, welcome. Today I'm going to make another tag using napkin, and this is just paper napkin, Christmas napkin, and I'm showing you that I simply came in and cut off, instead of cutting around these letters, I cut out the entire little rectangle there. It was only a 2-ply, so I pulled off the back. I didn't even have to use tape. I fiddled with it for a moment with my fingers, and there I have it. And as I pulled that off, I found a tag, a little manila tag, something that was of cardstock in nature. This is a tag. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this in my journal or maybe just on a gift, but I thought it would also leave a great space for me to write a little sentiment to someone that I give a gift to and put it on their present for Christmas. And I just wanted to try this out and see how this works. So in our last video, I used an Old World Santa and also a Christmas tree from a paper napkin that Barbara Williams had sent me in a tag swap for Christmas. And I was showing that I actually cut around there and talked about other various ways. This way, there's no cutting. I just simply pulled out the entire panel, and all I'm going to do is begin gluing. I am using a glue stick, Yoo-hoo glue stick. I'm putting it directly down onto the yellow cardstock, and I'm doing it little by little. Again, starting in the middle and pushing outward. And you're going to see the card hanging out from some of it, and some of it's overlapped the card. The napkin, I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to come in when I'm finished, and I will just even it all up by cutting out those pieces that were hanging over from either edge. And I just want to be very careful, and I'm going to go ahead now and begin working my way up, making sure that I get the sides so that all of this napkin is down easily, goes down easily and adheres well. And you can see there are wrinkles, but as you move from center outward, it's just like decoupaging. It is very simple, and it makes a good connection with your card base. And you're going to end up with a beautiful little tag to use in a journal or on a gift. I don't always pull out napkins to use, but when I remember to use them, they're so beautiful, and they just give our products a notch up, as it were, as far as their beauty. And now you can see that there is some hangover here on this side. Let me smooth out this just a little bit. I'm barely touching this. I want to be very easy with that napkin, as I don't want to tear. And let me just say at this point too, in making my last video, once my product dried, I ended up with a bubble right in the center of what I was working on. And I didn't want that bubble to stay there in case I send that out to someone as a gift or I sell that somehow. I didn't want to leave that bubble. I felt like that would not be a good thing to leave. All I did was take a sharp pair of scissors. These small scissors have a very pointed edge, and I just came in and I cut a little line with my scissors. If you have an X-Acto knife, you could do the same thing. I didn't want to go through my base card, so I didn't rub hard. I just opened it up, pulled it back a little bit on both sides, and I took this really small piece of this nozzle from my glitter glue holder and just went up underneath there and put a little glue, went up underneath this side and put a little glue, and then I just easily tacked that back down. You couldn't tell that it was torn. There was nothing wrong there. But I had a finished product then that had no bubbles. So if you do something of this nature and you get a bubble, you can fix it easily. And not just fix it easily, but fix it so that you feel like you have a good product and that you haven't done a 6-year-old's kind of work. All right, so here I am. These scissors do not cut as well anymore. So let me grab these and cut off that edge. And I didn't turn it over because I can pretty much see that's a yellow piece of manila card folder that I am using to put my napkin on, and I could just see it through that really white thin napkin. I hope everyone's doing well. We had a great huge storm last night, lots of thunder and lightning, lots of rain. Okay, now I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to go back. I still see what there's a little bit of, if you can tell where the napkin stops here, and then there's a little left over of my card, and it's not so in the bottom. In the bottom, I still have a little bit of red hanging from the napkin. I'm just going to take this trimmer here and, excuse me, when it's dry, if I do it now, I'm going to tear up my card. When it's wet, it tends to just simply tear and rip. But when it is dry, I will just come in and just nip off the edges, cleaning everything up. And I think that will be something that I will enjoy using, whether I choose to use it in a journal or if I want to put it on a present. But if you haven't tried using paper napkins in a while, even I think Dollar Tree and Dollar General, the dollar stores in the States have them. Overseas, you might be able to get some of these. You can purchase them from Amazon. There are sellers on Etsy that do a really good job of not sending you an entire collection of one thing, but will actually mix them up for you. And that's what Barbara did for me when she sent me some Happy Mail in a journal swap, not a journal swap, but in a tag swap recently. She sent me, I believe there were 4, maybe 6 different napkins, a nutcracker, this one with the words, an Old World Santa. There were some others, a Christmas tree and some other items that she sent. Etsy sellers will sell these the same way, and you can get them for lots of different seasons of the year and holidays also. But if you haven't used napkin in a while, I encourage you to find something, because look how pretty that is. And it took me nothing. You saw what I did. I simply glued it down and just began touching, rubbing it out from the center outward, and we'll touch it up with the scissors. This is a short video, but it's just very simple, and I wanted to share that. And I wanted to make a couple of these today so that I can use them during my holiday season. It's time that we are gift wrapping, and I'm not sure, yesterday, or the last video rather, I used a crocodile to go in and make a hole. Today, I just wanted to use a regular pair of hole punch, or not a pair, but a hole punch. And I'm not certain that's the exact center, but I think it is by just looking. I'm going to go right in here and make the hole because I don't want to mess up the design at all. And I hope that it will actually hole punch because my card is still wet. And it worked just fine. Maybe you can see that through the pink, or maybe this way you can see that there is a good hole there. And I can either use here hole reinforcers, and I'm just using a white one. That's my Christmas. Or I could use and all my brain is going to think of is a doily, but the little eyelet to go in there. I love the eyelets, and they work very well. If you have a crocodile and some eyelets, that will set that. I think it'll be great. I chose a piece of white lace, and I'm going to cut this to put both ends at the same time. I'm just making that width a little narrow there so that I can poke it through. Some people go through the front, some people go through the back. It all depends on what you want your ribbon to look like when you're finished. And here it is. And of course, I cut my ribbon way too long. I'm going to take that out, and I'll, rather than cutting off my ribbon and losing that, I'm going to take it out and recut it. But now you can see how pretty that looks. And that would be beautiful in a journal, a Christmas journal. You could put it in as a flip and have something to flip out and write on so that you have an interactive element in your journal. And I do have a journal handy. Of course, this is not a Christmas journal, but if I wanted to put a little piece of material here to connect this, then I could have a flip in my journal. That would be beautiful. But I also think, and I believe what I'm making these for, not even for journals today, I think I'm going to make some of these for my holiday packages. I hope you're enjoying your crafting season. I hope the weather's well. I hope you're well where you are. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your week.